So I said, I don't think there are flying saucers. So my antagonist said, is it impossible that there are flying saucers? Can you prove that it's impossible? I said, no, I can't prove it's impossible. It's just very unlikely. That, they say, you are very unscientific. If you can't prove it impossible, then how can you say it's likely, that it's unlikely? So that's the way, that is scientific. It is scientific only to say what's more likely and less likely, and not to be proving all the time possible and impossible. To define what I mean, I finally said to him, listen, I mean that from my knowledge of the world that I see around me, I think that it is much more likely that the reports of flying saucers are the results of the known irrational characteristics of terrestrial intelligence rather than the unknown rational efforts of extraterrestrial intelligence. It's just more likely, that's all.
My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. The whole thing, dude.
One way, it's kind of a fun analogy to try to get some idea of what we're doing in trying to understand nature is to imagine that the gods are playing some great game like chess, let's say a chess game, and you don't know the rules of the game, but you're allowed to look at the board, at least from time to time, and in a little corner perhaps.
I'm taking you queen, George. Now pay attention.
That checkmate? That's checkmate, isn't it?
And from these observations, you try to figure out what the rules are of the game, what the rules of the pieces moving. So you might discover after a bit, for example, that when there's only one bishop around on the board, that the bishop maintains its color. Later on, you might discover the law for the bishop is it moves on a diagonal, which would explain the law that you understood before, that it maintains its color.
That's mate, Doc.
Wait, George. Now, what in the hell is going on here? What?
And that would be analogous to we discover one law and then later find a deeper understanding of it.
In the South Seas, there is a cargo cult of people. During the war, they saw airplanes land with lots of good materials, and they want the same thing to happen now. So they've arranged to make things like runways, to put fires along the sides of the runways, to make a wooden hut for a man to sit in with 2 wooden pieces on his head like headphones, and bars of bamboo sticking out like antennas. He's the controller, and they wait for the airplanes to land. They're doing everything right. The form is correct. It looks exactly the way it looked before. But it doesn't work. No airplanes land. So I call these things cargo cult science, because they follow all the apparent precepts and forms of scientific investigation, but they're missing something essential, because the planes don't land. Richard Feynman, Caltech Commencement, 14 June 1974.